He danced like no one was watching and lived like every moment mattered. Patrick Swayze wasn't just a Hollywood heartthrob. He was a man of passion, pain, and quiet strength. But behind the fame of Dirty Dancing and Ghost was a deeply personal story. One of unwavering love, private battles, and a final chapter written far from the spotlight. Today, we open the doors to a house once filled with laughter and love, now abandoned, echoing only the memories left behind. From his stunning California ranch to the New Mexico sanctuary, where he took his last breath, this is the emotional journey of Patrick Swayze, the man, the star, and the legacy he left behind, including the truth about where he died and the net worth that survived him. In the 1980s, as Patrick Swayze's fame soared to unimaginable heights, he and his wife, Lisa retreated from the chaos of Hollywood to a 4.5-acre equestrian paradise nestled in the hills of California, a neighborhood in the northern stretches of Los Angeles. They called it Rancho Bizarro, a name that reflected their quirky sense of humor and their need to live on their own terms.
After Patrick's heartbreaking passing in 2009, Lisa held on to Rancho Bizarro for several more years, not ready to let go of the memories they built together. But in 2015, with quiet resolve, she sold the property to philanthropist Eileen Getty for approximately $2.9 million. It was the end of an era. This wasn't the only place they had called home. Years earlier, in 1997, the couple had sold another beloved escape, their cozy Lake Arrowhead cabin tucked into the San Bernardino Mountains, surrounded by tall pines and roaring fireplaces. It had been a refuge during the peak of Patrick S. fame, following blockbusters like Ghost and Point Break. But eventually, they simplified their lives, focusing on two properties that held the deepest meaning: Rancho Bizarro in California and something even more remote, an expansive ranch in another state.
Just outside Las Vegas, not the glitzy one in Nevada, but the quiet, sun-drenched town in New Mexico. Patrick and Lisa bought a sprawling 20,000-acre ranch. In the mid-1980s, it was after Patrick filmed Red Dawn nearby. Untamed land. This wasn't just a retreat, it was a full lifestyle. They bred Arabian horses, maintained barns and arenas, and lived each day close to the land. Here, far from the red carpets and paparazzi, Patrick was simply a cowboy mucking stalls, riding across open plains and living as honestly as he could. The couple even renewed their vows on the property in 2008, marking their 33rd anniversary as Patrick battled cancer. That moment, Lisa would later say, was one of their most intimate and sacred. This was the place where he truly found peace. Their love story spanned nearly 4 decades. Patrick met Lisa when he was 18 and she was 14. One of his mother's ballet students. Their connection began in the dance studio and led them to a life bound by art, resilience, and unwavering devotion. They married in 1975, and though they never had children, they shared dreams, suffered heartbreak, and stayed by each other's side through it all, including Lisa's miscarriage, a painful chapter they kept mostly private. Patrick once said Lisa was his muse, the very inspiration behind his hit song She's Like the Wind. She was the light that carried him through his darkest storms, the soul behind the star. Patrick's life wasn't limited to the screen or the dance floor. He was also a licensed pilot, and so was Lisa. Flying between their homes became a shared passion, and at times, a terrifying ordeal. In 2000, Patrick made headlines after an emergency landing in Arizona, prompting rumors of intoxication. But those claims were later disproven. The real culprit, hypoxia, a dangerous condition caused by low oxygen levels and carbon monoxide exposure. In 2006, another engine failure forced an emergency landing. This time, with Lisa at the controls, she landed the plane safely, proving once again her calm strength. After that, they retired the old aircraft and upgraded to a safer model. Flying remained a powerful metaphor for their life together. Risky, beautiful, and always requiring trust. In late 2007, after filming the pilot for The Beast, Patrick began to feel a burning sensation in his stomach. By January 2008, the devastating diagnosis came. Stage 4, pancreatic cancer. He didn't hide. He didn't retreat. Instead, he took the fight head-on, enrolling in treatment at Stanford, undergoing chemotherapy, and trying experimental drugs like Through it all, he insisted on continuing work. He performed his own stunts. He smiled for fans, and he reminded the world that courage isn't about winning the battle, It asks about showing up to fight it. By January 2009, his condition had worsened. He was hospitalized with pneumonia and released days later under Lisa's care. She became his nurse, his lifeline, and his world. In April, the cancer spread again, this time to his liver. His long history of smoking up to 60 cigarettes a day at one point had likely worsened his battle, something he candidly admitted. But Patrick still fought on, surviving 20 months after his diagnosis, far longer than most with his condition. His last days were quiet, spent at the New Mexico ranch he loved, surrounded by the woman he adored. On September 14, 2009, Patrick Swayze passed away at the age of 57. His publicist confirmed it was pancreatic cancer. The announcement triggered a global wave of grief, not just for the actor, but for the man who inspired millions. Despite public belief, he didn't die in his abandoned California ranch. He passed peacefully at his New Mexico sanctuary. At the time of his death, Patrick's net worth was estimated around $40 million, most of which went to Lisa Nemi, his wife, his partner, and his forever muse. His home may be abandoned now, but his legacy is not. The dance, the love, the fight, it all lives on.